Okay. So as you pop on, drop in the comments what your digital course idea is, what you would like to educate people on, and what interested you in joining this workshop. Trying to find all the windows. Dee, can you still hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can still hear
Okay.
you. You're
Okay.
frozen, though, it looks like.
Okay.
There you
Hmm.
are. You're unfrozen.
Okay, good deal. Okay,
Yep.
well, we're going to go ahead, how to create income online. Perfect. And Monette, do you already have a course idea? Do you have something in mind that you want to create, or are you just exploring options? All right, so we will go ahead and get started. Let's see, no exploring. Okay, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. We'll ask you some questions during this that will help you kind of get some clarity around that. And yeah. Okay, so welcome to the Digital Course Roadmap. And I'm so excited that you have joined us today. And I just want to take just a second and I want to talk about what you're going to get if you stay till the end of this workshop. What my big promise to you is, whether you have been sitting on a course idea for months or you're just starting to dream about your online course, today is about making that real. We're going to talk about different course ideas. I'm going to have you kind of brainstorm, and you're actually, if you've printed out your workshop, you're actually going to take notes in there, and you're going to be able to, by the end of this, have an outline for your course. So what I ask is that you turn off all distractions, and grab a paper and pen or your workbook so that you can focus on getting things done during this time together. During this small pocket of time that you've carved out, it can change your business if you treat this like more than just another webinar or something, a workshop that you showed up for. This is where we take our dream and we actually put action behind it. So if you commit to doing that, I promise that you will have a course idea. You'll have clarity around the transformation that your course will provide, and you'll have the confidence to move forward. You also will get access to 2 special bonuses just for being here. All right. So I think y'all have already commented. Y'all just got right in and told me where you were from. So we've got Dee from Dallas, Mona is from California, and I am in Alabama. So I want to thank you for taking the time to be here. And I want to jump in and talk about, I want you to sit back for just a second. And I want you to just imagine, what if your course could change the lives of other people? Not just a way to generate income, but actually make a difference in other people's lives. What if your course could help busy moms prep meals with ease, saving them time and stress every week? How much would that change their life? And how good would you feel being able to help someone do that? Also, what if you were able to teach aspiring entrepreneurs how to launch their first profitable business, giving them financial freedom? That would not just make you feel great, but it would also change the course of their life and change their interaction with their family. They would have more time for their kids, more time for their spouse, more time to pursue travel or whatever their aspirations are. What if your program helped overwhelmed teachers create engaging lesson plans without burning out? How many teachers do you know that need something like that? How much would that change their life? What if you helped stay-at-home moms build a sustainable workout routine that fits their lifestyle so they had more energy for their kids, more time for themselves, and they just felt better? Or perhaps your expertise would help coaches attract their first paying clients and build a thriving business. What if you turned your passion for holistic wellness into a course that truly changed lives while also creating financial stability for yourself? Friends, the possibility is endless, and your knowledge and experience have the power to transform lives And I'm here to help you package that into a course that will get people results. I've spent the last 9 months coaching entrepreneurs that are still working full-time jobs, they're raising babies, or they're running side hustles, and they all have one thing in common. They want to launch a course to be able to make money while they sleep. They want that passive income. We've all heard that it's the way to go, but the path seems so long and hard. So what I realized was I could give them the exact steps that would, in a feasible timeline, something that works with their already busy schedule, and they would finally be able to make that dream a reality. So here's what I know. I know that you're busy and that while launching a course is something that you want to do, you also have so much on your plate already that the course creation plan has to be doable with your already busy life. You don't have weeks to dedicate to this. You just have a few hours here and there. And if you can carve that out, I promise you, you can make progress and launch your course. With the right roadmap, somebody holding your hand, and some accountability and some encouragement, you can do this. So I want to talk real quick about the 4 steps that we're going to kind of go through on this Lunch and Learn. We're going to walk through. I'm going to bring somebody else in. Hey, Marcia, welcome. Jump right in. So on this, we're going to talk about your course idea and, more importantly, the transformation that course idea actually implements. Because the transformation is what is going to actually sell your program. People don't buy knowledge, they buy transformations. Number 2, we're going to get really tight on who your course is for. We're going to learn about niching down so that you can talk exactly to the person that needs what you have to offer. Number 3, we are going to talk about what makes your course unique. And number 4, we're going to talk about how to structure that for success. So there are 4 pillars of course creation that make up this digital course roadmap. I want to show those to you. You've got pillar 1. This is where course planning and platform setup come in. This is where we record our course videos and content. We upload those to the course platform. We build our sales pages, our funnels, our checkout pages, our email automations, and testing. And I'm so excited for all of this that we're going to cover today, because this is where I see most people get stuck. But if you're serious about creating a course that not only brings in income, but will also help people, this is also something that you're going to have to learn. And so when I was coaching for the last 9 months, what I noticed is this is where people got tripped up. Even if they could get their course outlined and they could start the filming process, all of the tech overwhelmed them. So I want to be mindful of our time today, and we're going to dive into just 2 pillars because there's so much content in all 4 of them, but I want y'all to make some really good progress. So pillar number 2 is actually recording and uploading that content. And that is something that I have found, if people have the right tools and they have the right instructions and a clear plan, the overwhelm goes away when we go to pillar number 2. So if we haven't met yet, I'm Kara. I'm a course launch strategist, a funnel builder, and a tech problem solver. And I really love making the complicated simple. So if you're a coach, a service provider, an entrepreneur, and you're dreaming of launching a digital course, but you're feeling stuck with the tech, the strategy, or even the structure, you're in the right place. With over 15 years of online experience, I've built funnels, websites, and automation systems for small businesses, helping them turn their ideas into profitable automated sales machines. And I'm here to help you build, launch, and scale without the tech headache. So I want to talk for a second about what makes me different. I am very hands-on. I don't just teach theory. I don't just point you to a video. I actually help you implement. So whether it's coaching, whether it's templates, or it's full tech build outs, I'm here to make sure you are set up for success. So let's dive into pillar number 1. This is the first step in our digital course roadmap. We need to define our course idea. So the first thing I want to ask you is, who is your course for? I want you to get really clear on your ideal student. Your ideal student is also something that we refer to as your niche, that audience that you serve. You might be tempted to say something like, my course is for everyone. I don't want to exclude anyone. But the more specific you are, the easier it will be to create a course that truly speaks to your audience. A couple of key phrases that help me keep this in perspective is, number one, there are riches in the niches. And that means that if you talk to everyone, you talk to no one. And if no one hears what you're saying and identifies with it, no one is raising your hand because your messaging is too broad. So we want people to realize when they encounter us in our content that we are talking exactly to them so that they feel like we understand them, we know, love, and trust them because we do. We want to truly talk to the right people so that they're nodding their heads when they're watching our post or they're reading through something that we've created. They're saving our social media post and they're clinging on every word, waiting for more. This is how we create those people that know, like, and trust us, and also refer us to other people. So here are the questions that I want you to ask at this point. If you have your workbook, I want you to go ahead and flip to that section so that you can start taking notes. But I want you to ask yourself, who is struggling with a course, with the problem that your course solves? What stage are they at, beginner, intermediate, or advanced? And what are they Googling late at night looking for answers for? And if you don't have a course idea yet, I will talk to you about that in just a second. Hey, Kelly, welcome. So an example is, instead of saying, I hope entrepreneurs build a course, I say, I hope coaches, service providers, and VAs who are ready to create a course, but they feel stuck in the tech and the structure, right? There's a difference there. It's not just entrepreneurs that want to build a course. I'm hitting that pain point if they feel stuck with the tech and with the structure. So they need more help than just, I want to create a course. Because remember, if we're trying to help everyone, you end up helping no one. So I want you to get really clear on that ideal student. Now, for those of you that are on that are like, I know I want to create a course, but I don't know what it's going to be for. Here's what I would ask you. And drop it in the comments. I want all of you to drop this in the comments. What do people know you for or come to you to ask your guidance on? What expertise do they come to you for or are you known for? Drop that in the comments. Digital design, any design. Okay, Monette. So when we talk digital design, are we talking like Canva templates? Are we talking websites? What kind of digital designs? Remember, we want to get really clear. Dee, I know you know what people come to you for. Done websites, products to sell, branding. Okay. So Monette, I would ask you, what are you super passionate about? What are you super passionate about? And could you do all day long? What could you do and talk about all day and never get bored? That's a litmus test for businesses that grow and prosper and businesses that fail, is how long could you talk about this without getting bored? Is it something you could do for the next 5 years and still light up when you talk about it? Because when it comes to tech, that's something that, yes, I'm always learning. I'm always learning new tech strategies. I'm always learning new tools. I'm always learning how to implement it better. Like I could talk about that for days, years. And I have been, which is why that's what I love. Okay, so I would say I would find one of those things, whether it's websites, whether it is some type of products that people can rebrand and then sell on their own, whether it is helping people really nail their branding. I would get really specific and I would go all in on one topic. You can always add additional things, but I would go all in on one topic so that those people that need you, they need a website or they need branding or they're looking for products that they can rebrand and sell themselves. That is going to be something that you can market and you can talk and people will actually raise their hand for. If you just say, I love all the digital products, then people are like, okay, well, I'm not even sure what a digital product is. Would my website be considered a digital product? Sell more products. Okay. All right. So now it is your turn. I want you to take that workbook and I want you to write down the answers to those questions. And in case you missed it, I'm going to put the questions back on the screen, but I want you to answer all three of those questions for me. We are going to do a 2-minute timer. Now, 1 more minute. All right, friends, we're going to move on to the next. Let's talk lesson 2. This is your course, A Big Transformation. So, what transformation does your course solve or provide? You've got to answer this or no one will purchase your course. So, like I said, people will purchase, they don't purchase knowledge, they purchase transformations. So a course isn't just a collection of lessons, it's a transformation. Your students should go from point A, which is struggling, stuck, confused, to point B, clear, confident, and capable. So you need to ask yourself, what major problem does my course solve? And how will their life or business change after taking it? What is the big promise that I can make for them? So for example, if you teach social media marketing, your course isn't just how to use Instagram, it's how to build an Instagram strategy that books clients on autopilot. The transformation is what sells your course, so you have to get clear on that first. So I'm going to set a timer for 2 minutes, and I'm going to ask you to write down what problem does your course solve and identify that big transformation. Got 2 minutes on the clock. All right, I've got about 30 more seconds. And I will tell you, Kelly just put her answers in the comments, and I love that. So yes, please put your answers in the comments, because what happens is then people can, other people that are on the call can see, oh, that's how narrow she got. So Kelly just said that she is a health specialist. And after years of working in traditional healthcare, battling her own weight struggles, Hashimoto's, probably said that wrong, and type 2 diabetes, she realized that the conventional model wasn't enough. So she reversed her conditions naturally without prescriptions using functional lab testing and root cause healing. Now she helps women do the same. That is perfect. And I love that she specifically said that she helps them do it without prescriptions. That's what makes her different. And then the transformation she provides is she helps women regain energy, balance their hormones, and take control of their health. So I absolutely love that. All right, so we are going to go to the next part. Okay, lesson 3. What makes your course different? This is something I like to refer to as your unique angle. And so many people will say, there are a lot of courses already out there about my topic. Why should I create one too? And here's what I want to tell you. Number one, if there are already courses out there around your topic, that's not a bad thing. That's actually a really good thing. What it means is that there is a market for it. So you should lean into that. But in order to lean into it and be successful, you have to have a unique angle. So I want you to think about your unique process, your method, or your framework, your personal experience or story, and then the gaps that your course is going to fill that others cannot. So, for example, if you're teaching email marketing, you might not be the only one. I'm going to go out there and go out on a limb and say there's lots, but maybe you focus specifically on simplified, no fluff email sequences for busy entrepreneurs. That right there is your angle. The simplified, no fluff, here's your sequences. So let's walk through some more examples of this so you can get a better idea of how you can create something that will stand out from the crowd. So let's talk unique process, method, or framework. I'm going to give you some examples. Number 1, the 5-minute meal prep system. This is a meal planning course for busy moms that focuses on prepping an entire week's worth of meals in just 5 minutes a day. What? Tell me where I sign up. I'm all for it. The second one, the Sell Without Selling framework. This is a sales course for introverts that teaches relationship-based selling instead of traditional pushy sales tactics. Another one, the No Code Website Blueprint. This would be a web design course for non-techies that uses drag and drop tools instead of complicated coding. Okay, so that is if you are, going from a unique process, method, or framework. Now let's talk about from personal experience. We could do one that was from 0 to 6 figures with no ads, a marketing course based on a creator's personal journey of building a thriving business using only organic strategies. Or Homeschooling with Confidence, a homeschooling course taught by a mom of 5 who has successfully homeschooled for over a decade. Another thing that you can do to have a unique angle is you can fill the gaps that other course creators don't. So for example, other social media courses tell you what to post. Mine might give you the exact templates, captions, engagement strategy that gets results. Another, most public speaking courses focus on confidence, but mine actually teaches you a repeatable speech formula so that you never have to wing it again. Other photography courses teach you how to take photos, where mine will teach you how to build a profitable photography business, even if you're starting from scratch. So your unique angle is what makes your course irresistible to your ideal audience. Whether it's a fresh perspective, a proven system, or your personal journey, it is the reason that people are going to choose your course over someone else's. So here's a pro tip. People buy from people. So your perspective, your style, and your personality are going to be what makes your course stand out. So if I could urge you to do one thing, it's that you always show up and be your authentic self. because people are going to be attracted to that. They're not attracted to fake, they're attracted to authenticity. And they want to buy from you because of your unique angle. So we're going to put 2 minutes on the clock, and I want you to write down, and you can also drop it in the comments, how is it different and better, your course, than other courses out there? All right, friends, we're going to bring it back in, and go ahead and tell me if you want to in the comments, what is your unique angle for your course? What makes it different? Then we're going to talk about choosing our course format. All right, I don't see any comments yet, so I'm going to start teaching this part. All right, so in step 4 here, we've got choosing your course format. This is where you get to decide, is it going to be a mini course, a signature course, or even a membership offer? So let's define the format of your course. Okay, Dee says she's going to fill the gap where they are now, gap how to do it, to do to whatever vehicle they choose. Okay. Not 100% clear on that. We might want to clarify. All right, so let's talk about to define your course idea and the format of your course. We're going to determine how deep you go, how long it takes students to get results, and how you're going to price it. So a mini course, and these are just parameters, okay? These are not set in stone. These are just some guidelines. A mini course usually has 2 to 5 modules, and it offers a quick win. It is perfect for solving one specific problem. It's a lower price point, usually $27 to $297 in price, versus a signature course, which usually is 5 to 10 modules, sometimes even more. And this offers a full transformation. So it's more in depth, it goes step by step, and it's usually a higher price point, $497 to up to $10,000. A membership is an ongoing content base where you are continually supporting your members. You're providing monthly trainings and community engagement. And in return, they're paying recurring revenue. So this is an ongoing month-to-month commitment. So let's talk about how you decide what kind of course you should launch. If your audience needs fast results, I would say go mini. If they need a step-by-step transformation, go signature. And if they want ongoing growth and support, go membership. So for example, if you teach meal prep for busy moms, a quick mini course could be 5 quick meal plans for the week. A signature course would be the ultimate busy mom meal planning system. Do you see the difference in that? Where you're giving them this whole system where they're going to be able to take this and change their entire life instead of just a quick win. Here's the meals for the week. So we're going to put 2 minutes on the clock, and I want you to tell me, what course structure would you choose and what price point are you considering? All right, friends. So we're going to bring it back and talk about that for just a second. So before we move on to module 2, your course content and your structure, that I would like to know if anyone wants to tell me. I think I saw a couple in the comments. Somebody said they want to do all of those, and I would say pick one and get started on that, because what happens is that is going to catapult you into the next one. So Kelly says she wants to do a mini course for 47. Kelly, I asked you a clarifying question in there. If you want to answer, I'd be happy to chat back and forth with you on that. So let's talk about your course content and structure. Now that you've defined who your course is for and what transformation you provide and the perfect format for your course, it's time to map out that content. Before we do that, I want to clear up some big misconceptions that hold course creators back from actually launching their courses. It's very likely that if you've been dreaming of a course, you've been putting it off because of these reasons. So let's walk through those. Number one, if you've ever thought, I have to include everything I know, or my course needs to be long to be valuable, I'm here to set the record straight. You're probably planning on overloading your course outline with too much content. You're thinking that more information equals more value, but instead what it does is it overwhelms your students and it leads to low completion rates. You think that you need to teach everything you know instead of just the essentials. Students, they don't know where to start. They feel stuck and they're going to give up before making progress. You might also have been spending months or even years creating your course outline, but you've never launched because you're constantly adding more lessons to that list, thinking that your course plan isn't complete yet. Or perhaps you think you need to create these long lecture style videos, but in reality, students get bored, they get distracted, and they struggle to stay engaged. You think that more minutes equal more perceived value, but in reality, students feel overwhelmed and they don't finish courses like that. You're also planning on, most likely, over explaining your concepts instead of getting straight to the point. You feel like you need to prove that you have the expertise, but your audience just wants actual steps. Or perhaps you've been delaying your launch because you think you need professional equipment. You keep waiting because you don't have the right camera, the right mic, the right software. You may have spent thousands on fancy gear before even validating your course idea. Perhaps you've even invested in expensive setups before knowing that your course would sell. You've bought the lie that higher production value is equal to better course sales. Instead of focusing on solving a problem, you're wasting time trying to make everything look perfect. You might even be procrastinating getting started because you're feeling overwhelmed by the video production. So instead of just getting started, you're psyching yourself out thinking you need a full studio setup, when in reality, simple solutions work the best. Friends, there is no shame if you could relate to one or more of these things I just listed. Until you know better, you can't do better. Do you know how I know that these things are what are holding you back? Because I used to do the same thing and I want better for you. So I would love it if you would drop in the comments and let me know, which of those could you relate with? Are there a couple that stood out to you more than others? And Natalie, I just want to say welcome. I saw you jump in. Okay, I don't see any comments yet, so I'm going to move on to the next part, but I would love to know which of those resonated with you. Okay, let's talk. I want to bust some myths. So the truth is that you don't need more content. That does not equal more value. More content actually equals more overwhelm for your students. Your students don't need a library of knowledge. They need a clear, guided path to get results. If your course is filled with a bunch of unnecessary information, your students are going to feel stuck, lost, and frustrated before they ever start. Okay, so Natalie says she's overcomplicating it. Natalie, I'm an overcomplicator. I totally get it. I can help you with that. And Dee says equipment, over explaining, and overload. Yes, like we think we need to say all the things and we need to, but we don't. Okay, so here's what I want you to do instead. I want you to focus on only the essentials that they need to get from point A to point B. I think about this like when I write a sales page, I cut out all the fluff. If those words don't matter, don't put them on your sales page. If those words don't matter, don't put them in your course. You only want to focus on the essentials. You want to cut anything that does not directly help them take action. And you want to think of your course like a GPS. Just get them to their fastest route as quick as possible. That's what they want from you, and that's what they're going to thank you for. So for example, if you're teaching a course on meal planning for busy moms, they don't need an entire module on the history of nutrition. They need quick, actionable meal prep strategies that they can go into their kitchen and implement today. Talk another truth. Friends, people are busy. They're busy. I know some of y'all had to jump on late. Some of you have hair appointments. I just got back from my hair appointment, skidding in at the last minute. People are busy. The best courses deliver quick, actionable lessons that fit into their schedule. Think about it. When was the last time that you sat down and you watched an hour-long training without pausing, getting distracted, or zoning out, or even telling yourself that you'll watch it later and then you forget it ever existed? Never. Correct. So let me know in the comments if you've ever done that. Maybe you bought a course, you got started, then you realized like how long these lessons were, you turned it off and you never went back to it. Those go into what I call the course graveyard. That's where courses go to die. That course creator is not going to succeed because they're not getting their students wins. Your students don't have time for long drawn out lectures. They want to absorb the material, apply it, and see results as soon as possible without feeling like they're stuck sitting through a college lecture. So here's what I want you to do instead. I want you to break lessons into bite-sized chunks, 2 to 15 minutes max. Yes, I said 2 minutes. Most of my lessons in my accelerator program are approximately 3 minutes, and they are action-based. To keep each lesson focused on one key action step. Don't combine a whole bunch where they have to go pause and go back and figure out where they were and pick back up. Stop your video and start a new lesson. I want you to use visuals, examples, and summaries to reinforce their learning. For example, instead of a 60-minute module on social media strategy, I would rather see you break it down like this. Number 1, how to create a content plan in 10 minutes. The 3 posts every entrepreneur needs, 12 minutes. The simplest way to batch create content, 8 minutes. That way, within about a 20-minute time period, they can go take action and start seeing results. They can watch the video, go implement. Your students are going to retain more, implement faster, and feel accomplished after each lesson. And you know what else it does? They're going to refer you to other people. And friends, that is how a good sales funnel works, is you get someone results and they go tell their friends. That's cheap marketing. Another truth, you don't need a fancy studio. You don't need high-end equipment, cameras, software, all the things. You need your phone camera or your computer camera, maybe a good quality microphone. This can be 20 to 50 bucks, and you need Canva to create some slides and graphics. That's it. So here's what I want you to do instead of spending time worrying about setting up a studio. I want you to set up in front of a natural light. So for example, a window. I have a window right here. I also have lights. I want you to keep your background clean and distraction free. Okay, that's one I struggle with, but I'm a crafter and this gets me conversations. So I can't, but I want you to make sure that your background is going to add to your video or show off your personality. Also, use Canva with Zoom or Loom, or you can even use my favorite video recorder, which is V.io. And if anyone would like a 50% off code, I have one. Just shoot me a message afterwards. But that right there, oh, okay, I'll check that. That program, V.io, allowed me to record a 14-module course in 2 weeks. Game changer. So here's some examples. Some of the best-selling courses out there were filmed on their phone with minimal editing and no fancy effects. Why? Because the content matters more than the production value. If your course solves a problem and it delivers results, people will love it. So here's the bottom line. Don't let the idea of a perfect setup hold you back. Your audience cares more about what you're teaching, not whether you have a Hollywood-style production. Okay, I want you to drop in the comments real fast which myth you struggle with the most. And now that we've busted those myths, and now that you know that you actually need to take action and that you're ready, I want you to start structuring that course. So let's talk about how we're going to structure those courses. And visually, you're going to have 3 to 5 course modules, 2 to 4 lessons per module, and then you're going to have assets under each. So depending on which one of those course structures you picked, whether it was the short course, the mini, whether it was your signature, or whether it was a membership offer, that's what we're going to map out now. Yes. Dee says lessons need to be short and sweet, be quick, be gone. That's what our friend Trisha says. So, I think that might have gone too far. Hold on just a second, friends. I've got something in front of my screen. Oh no, that's it. Okay. So I want to talk through some examples of this so that you can map this out for yourself. A course name in a health and wellness coaching course may be the Burnout Proof Method, 30 days to more energy, less stress without overhauling your life. Course pillars, pillar 1, understanding burnout and energy management. The lessons underneath that would be identifying burnout, the signs, symptoms, and how to stop it early. Lesson 2, the science of energy, how your body and mind react to stress. And lesson 3, burnout proof framework, a 3-part system to recharge daily. Inside of that, you may have an asset. And this one is my quick self-assessment quiz, burnout proof your day checklist. Pillar 2 inside of this course could be micro habit stacking for sustainable change. The 3 lessons inside of that, the 5-minute morning routine for instant energy. Lesson 2, movement over workouts, how to sneak in wellness without a gym. Lesson 3, sleep hacks to get better rest without sleeping more hours. The asset could be a printable daily habit tracker, a sleep optimization cheat sheet. Then I'm going to skip number 3 because since you get kind of that idea, and let's go and let's look at a business coaching course. So, for example, growing your email list. The course name could be the Email Growth Engine. Build and scale your email list with the right subscribers. Course pillars. Pillar 1, laying the foundation, your email list strategy. You could have lessons inside of there. Why email instead of social media? The power of list building. Lesson 2, who are you attracting? Your ideal subscriber. And lesson 3, the perfect lead magnet, creating an offer that people actually want. A good resource inside of here would be your ideal audience worksheet and lead magnet planning guide. So that is just some examples for you. And I am going to, sorry, let me find my slide. I'm going to give you 4 minutes this time because we're running low on time. I'm going to give you 4 minutes and I want you to map out your 3 to 5 course pillars and then quickly jot down 2 to 4 lessons underneath each one of your pillars. Okay, friends, I'm gonna stop that just a little bit early so that I can have y'all start listing your course pillars in the comments and make sure you're all on the right track. And you don't have to list them, but if you want to, go ahead and list them. And I would just ask you, was that easier or harder than you thought it was going to be? And did you get stuck along the way? And could you use a little bit more help? Because if you're feeling stuck or you're having trouble with this, don't worry, I've got you. I promised you the course outline by the end of the hour. I'm going to make good on that promise. I also told you I had 2 bonuses for anyone that stayed to the end. And this is literally my favorite part. I love giving away gifts. So I'm going to read to you just a few testimonials from some of my students and people that I work with. I asked the question, how did your lack of strategy or tech knowledge affect your business and your confidence? And Colleen said, I wasn't doing anything out of a lack of confidence. And Diana said, I let my ego get in the way. Instead of seeking help, I was floundering and I was wasting time building things that weren't working, and I lacked a streamlined system. I also asked him, I said, well, what was or is your favorite part of working together? And Colleen said, I always feel more empowered and encouraged that I can do what I need to do. And Diana said, my flexibility to teach was what helped her be able to continue on her journey. And I asked if they could go back and give advice to yourself before working. What would you say? And she said, Colleen said, I would implement everything that you told me right away. And Diana said, I would identify what was holding me back in gaining traction in your business, and I would seek help from others. I floundered for 9 months, and it hurts me typing that out, but I own it, and I'm too stubborn for my own good. And I asked last question, I said, if someone was on the fence about working with me, what would you tell them? And Colleen says, go for it. Kara's amazing, and no matter what situation you're in, she can help. And Diana said, you can learn this stuff yourself, but it will cost you your time. Why not work with Kara and have her quickly teach you what you need to learn at this phase so that you can move forward faster? And a couple of people that have taken the strategies inside of my accelerator program, one of them messaged me last week and she said, I'm so glad you're my coach. You found your calling. Knowing that you're here has guided me and motivated me. And another one said, I've been trying to create a course for months. I had my outline. I tried a million times to record my videos. And after a quick 20-minute call and using the training that you showed me, I was able to record all of my videos in one day. So I just want to say, if you've mapped out your course idea, let's keep that momentum going and let's get it built, launched, and sold the easy way. Let's get you a clear step-by-step path to launching. No more tech overwhelm, no more guessing. Just support, structure, and a real progress quickly. So what is the accelerator? Well, if you've struggled creating your online course and wondering and doubting and questioning if you've missed something, I have got you. Inside of this program, I help you launch your course in 120 days or less. I've got people who are going to be ready to launch in 2 months. And I do that by helping you with the tech, the support, all inside of my favorite platform, Social Connector. So drop link in the comments if you would like the link, and I'll get that to you in just a minute. But I want to go over what is included inside of the accelerator. So inside of the accelerator, this is where I show you how to do your course setup and platform onboarding. We do all of your lesson organizing and scripting, and I teach you how to do that very, very simply. I also help you create your workbook and your resources by using screen share videos and showing you how to create all of those yourself so you don't have to hire that out. I also walk you through funnel and email automations, also provide you with templates, and we have weekly coaching and live Q&A calls, as well as personal tech support and answers when you need them. But I did promise you 2 bonuses for showing up. So bonus number 1 is if you have your rough draft, but you're not sure you covered all the bases, I want you to scan this QR code or drop outline in the comments, and I will send you my AI course creator blueprint that is literally going to ask you 3 questions, and then it is going to give you the top pain points that your audience faces, and it's going to design a complete course outline that answers those pain points. So that is my gift to you. Second gift to you, some of you have already booked this. If you're still unsure how to structure your course or what the next step is after you have your outline, I want you to take advantage of this bonus. In this quick personalized session, where I'm going to help you outline what to do next to bring this vision to life. Plus, if you're ready to get hands-on support inside of and start launching your course, I'll share a sneak peek inside of my course and funnel design accelerator where we work together and get your course built and ready for students to start enrolling in just a few months. And friends, here's what I want to tell you. With this accelerator, it is possible even if you're working full-time. Just drop call in the comments or schedule or scan this QR code to go ahead and get your time booked. And I want to leave you with one last thought. We've got about a minute before we wrap up. Your course can literally change lives. So here's what I want to tell you. Stop overthinking it and start taking action. The longer that you doubt yourself is the longer that you're not able to make a difference in someone else's life. So if you're struggling with doubt, I want you to borrow my belief in you. And I want you to stop waiting for the perfect time. And I want you to start taking action and make it the perfect time. And I love y'all. And I hope that this was helpful.
Thanks, Kara. It was fabulous.
You're welcome. I'm going to shoot you all three of the, well, I'm going to send you those 2 links
Okay.
in Messenger.
Okay.
All right, friend.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.